It's Thursday, and you know what that means. Your boy's back with a new Dynamite review. And you can see my shirt. Brody King, baby. Fuck ice. And for those who can't read backwards, it says abolish ice. But first match. So we started off with Samoa Joe, and he came out here looking for Hangman Page, but he ain't man enough to come take Hangman himself. So he puts a bounty on his head. And who better than the bounty hunter himself, Brian Keith. But that wasn't our first match. Because this insanity was. Pat came out, and he told the Death Riders to just head on back to the locker room. He said, I got this. He's a bastard. Because he started fucking Darby up outside. But you know Darby's a man and can't be put down easy. But he seemed to, like, out of nowhere, hit a coffin drop off of a second floor of something, because you know how Darby is. But then this insanity happened. Pac flipped Darby on like a pancake into the steel steps, and it was the worst sound ever. He landed like this. He landed like that. That shit is... Oh, Darby don't want to live. He don't want to live. Darby don't want to walk when he's like 45. I thought Pac was going to kill him. But you know Darby, he ain't giving up. But in the end, Garmin Pillmanized Pac's leg and took him out, splintered that shit. Darby gets the win. He has now beaten every member of the Death Riders. Is he satisfied? We'll have to find out. Tune in next week to Dragon Balls. Then we had the Hangman versus the Bounty Hunter. I'm a big fan of both these dudes. You know, Hangman's my guy, but Brian Keith is low-key dope. And they've been keeping him down, too, because he can do his thing. Him and Big Bill, they should be tag team champions. He's 7 foot tall. You can't teach that. But in this match, it's the good hand dude who's putting up a killer match versus the main character. Hangman's taking this one. But the moment of the match definitely goes to Swerve, who popped up out of nowhere. It was like he learned magic or something, or he's Nightcrawler or some shit, because he just was like, whoop, choking you out of his chain. Big Bill was just minding his business, trying to help out a homie. And he got choked for it. But off that, Hangman got back in the ring, and he clobbered Brian Keith. Yo, look at this. Look at his face. Hangman's a monster. He got the 3, but this segment ain't over for a long time. Because Swerve came in the ring, and everyone got mics, and it led to one of the dopest moments, I think, in AEW history. Now, I don't have this picture, but someone's got to find this picture. Because Hangman called out Samoa Joe, and then Swerve called out MJF. Hangman seemed like he was really just talking about himself. But Swerve went in, and he said, MJF, I, and he thought about it. And then he said, we. Now, when he said we, Hangman took notice, and he stepped up right into camera next to him. That's the picture that needs to be framed and put into a museum. I knew it was coming, but I didn't know how crazy it would be when Swerve and Hangman are literally a team. But the fun doesn't stop there, because the music hit, and here he came. But the segment wasn't over there, because here comes the best bout machine in the world, Kenny Omega. It was just insane to see these 3 dudes in the ring together. And if this turns into a triple threat down the line, oh my God. Kenny said that he needed to pick up some wins so that he can get that title shot that he wants. Hangman said if they cross paths, may the best man win. And Swerve was just out there just staring like crazy, and then he just left. But the fun's not over yet, because then out popped Don Callis' dickhead, and he told Kenny that he was his daddy. But I thought he was his uncle. He's his daddy uncle? What's a daddy uncle? So they basically just set up a match for next week for Josh Alexander versus Kenny Omega. I think that's the second time they're fighting, which should still be dope. Kenny beat the crowd to do, and that was the end of the longest segment of AEW history. From a match to an after promo to a different promo to a third promo to set up another match for next week. Things are rolling. But apparently, it didn't take them enough time because they need an enhancement match, and you know who fills up time? Ho, 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 ho. Now, I love Brody King. You can see from my shirt, but AEW, give this man respect. Give him a proper feud, a title shot, something. Now, yes, this is Jonathan Cruz that he smashed, and that was MJF's Spanish translator, right? Now, if this leads to an MJF match for the title, now we're going somewhere. And like I said, Brody killed him in like 30 seconds. Next match. Now we're up to our fatal 4-way match to see who gets a title shot against FTR. The Young Bucks, GOA, Jet Speed, or Don Callis' new team of Doyle and Davis. And to no one's surprise, this match was incredible. You had 2 high-flying face teams versus 2 ground-and-pound meat heel teams, and it just worked perfectly. Dudes are flying, getting thrown, getting dropped on their heads, super kicks everywhere. Super kick party! I mean, this ultimate weapon on top of both Nick and Matt Jackson, while Toa held them up, was just insane. But the ending was even crazier, because that's Doyle, and he's throwing Speedball like a speedball. And Davis is out here taking out Knight. And they got the 1-2-3. What? Great match. Okay finish in the end, because FTR came out, and they brawled out. And again, I love a good brawl, but 2 heel teams? Are we switching Don Callis' team to faces? Or is FTR going to be a face? Because who doesn't love Big Stoke? We'll see what happens. Next match. We have arrived at our 6-woman tag match. Willow, Chris Statlander, and Harley Cameron versus the Triangle Madness. And you know your boy's hyped for this match, because we get to see Willow. That's our queen, baby. And I thought everyone in this match really did their thing. Even the competitors that I didn't think were as strong as the other ones, like Julia Hart, Harley Cameron, they did their thing. And I was hyped to see it all go down. They were doing double team moves, and they were doing triple team moves, and it really seems like Stat, Willow, and Harley are a real team, just like Triangle of Madness. I mean, look at Stat Daddy go. But in the end, Willow was about to get speared by Tekla, and Chris took the bullet for her, getting speared out of her boots, which led to this stomp by Tekla, and it was nasty. She got the 1-2-3 on the champ. On the champ! Dope match highlighting everybody, and I think this is going places. Because I'd love to see Harley and Willow versus Julia Hart and Sky Blue, and Tekla and Stat is going to be a big match. Next match. But before we could have our next match, we had a Renee interview with Jet Speed, and neither of them got a word off after they looked all beat up, because Swerve showed up and gave everybody props, and told Knight that he would soon be champion. He left, and Hangman showed up, and he took these 2 and were like, you're on my team. And he set up a trios match against the Ops for Saturday night. Which brings us to our main event. Just look at this dude, Bandito. The aura. My man looks like a fucking Power Ranger. Look at my man. This dude looks like a Megazord by himself. They started the match right off the bat, went right into high speed. Bandito jumped from the top rope into the crowd. Look at MJF. Look how high Bandito is. It was wild. The match was back and forth the entire time. Bandito really had MJF's number, and you saw MJF struggling. He took every trick out of the bag that he possibly could. He even took a 21 plex, and I thought that was it. I mean, MJF was, look at his face. But he was working that arm the whole time. And we finally got it in. It was a wrap. Bandito passed out. MJF said that he hated to admit it, but Bandito would one day be a champion. But not today, which is why he had to do this. And he put the boots to him again. And I thought he was really going to unmask him, because I don't think I've ever really seen Bandito's face. But Brody made the save. So if this leads to a Brody MJF match, please AEW. Overall, really good night. Great wrestling, great promos. I think this is really great setup. This is what we're going to get down the line. I think we're gearing up for another great year of AEW. So check out your boy, like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think. I want to hear from you. Peace, much love to you, and fuck ice.